Everybody, welcome in. Jason Suel here doing a little right about now. And we got a lot of exciting stuff to get to today. And I think the most exciting thing is that we got Bo Counts joining us once again.
It's me. I'm exciting. I'm the
Yes.
exciting thing.
You are the exciting thing.
Yay.
100%. I mean, it's always fun to have you here. And I thought it would be fitting to have you on this time because it's spooky season and you got your Nightmare on Block shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
Tell everybody what's going on at Pinpoint in Fayetteville.
Oh, geez. What's not going on? I mean, spooky season has been a big part of my life for a really, really, really long time. And, throughout the years, I've been trying to get the Northwest Arkansas spooky scene kind of off the ground. Everybody would think about Halloween in terms of like, oh, well, it's just Halloween night. Like, we go trick-or-treating.
Sure.
Maybe we go see a spooky movie if there's one playing at the theater, and then maybe go to a bar on Halloween night, right?
Yep.
And for the past, gosh, I don't even want to say how long. It's been almost 20 years I've
Really?
been doing Halloween events in Northwest
Well,
Arkansas.
yeah, that makes sense. Just events in general, but in the last, since you've opened Pinpoint,
I have evolved it into a month-long. So I was one of the first bars in the country to do a month-long Halloween. And now bars all over the country, venues all over the country are starting to follow suit. Last year, I started to see a lot more pop up, and this year there is a ton of month-long Halloween pop-ups happening all over the place, and it's grown. And here in Northwest Arkansas, you've got Phantasma and the Ramble that's coming online. You've got the Walton Arts Center is even doing like a spooky double feature.
Yeah,
even got the Ballet of the Ozarks, or what is
doing
it?
Dracula.
Doing Dracula.
Yeah.
And then there's just so much stuff. And of course, you got to shout out to the Eureka Springs, like Zombie Crawl.
Yeah.
And, it's becoming more and more accepted for people to, Halloween is Halloween, obviously, but fall is spooky season.
It is. It's here. Yeah, I know. I mean, it feels the vibes, even though right now it's still 90 degrees outside, I'm sure it's going to cool off soon.
I hope so. And so at Pinpoint, we already started last weekend. Nightmare on Block Street kicked off and on September 26th, and it's going to go all the way to November 2nd because November 2nd is Dia de los Muertos. And we celebrate all things spooky. We have all these different seating areas. There's 11 different themes going on. Everybody, a lot of these Halloween pop-ups and spooky things. It's like, oh, let's just put up some spider web. Let's just put up some pumpkins and call it a day.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. But for us, we've been doing it so long that we've taken it a step further. And so every seating area, every booth, every whatever has been turned into like a vignette from a famous horror movie. So this year we've got, Alfred Hitchcock. We've got Stranger Things because the new season, the last season is
the final
coming
season.
Up. Yeah, it's coming up. We've got Wednesday. We've got, Friday the 13th, of course. We've got Evil Dead.
Harry Potter is always a favorite.
Yeah, everybody loves Witches and Wizards around this time of year. And so we've just got all these different things. So every time you go, you can get a cocktail. You can get a cocktail that matches up the theme of the area that you're sitting in. And it's just a really fun. Every time you go, you're gonna see something new. And all of our pinball machines are all horror movie themed pinballs.
How many pinball machines do you have going at any one time?
Normally throughout the year we have about 22, but during Halloween and Christmas, because we get so full of people and we're decorated out, we only do one row, so we do about 15.
Okay, so you strip it down a little bit.
Yeah, we take out some just to make it not so claustrophobic in there. And with Halloween, we've got the like John Carpenter's Halloween movie. We've got a Freddy Krueger pinball, a Dracula pinball, Frankenstein pinball. We've
several
got
Elvira pinballs.
We got all three Elvira pinballs. There was a 1989 one, a 1994-ish one, and then a 2018 one. We've got all three.
And you got Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein. Did you mention that?
We do.
I love that movie.
Kenneth Branagh Frankenstein pinball. We've got Phantom of the Opera pinball.
Yes.
Creature from the Black Lagoon pinball. I mean, it's one of those things. It's almost the last thing that people notice because they see us all the time and they come in and play pinball. But then they look over and they go, wait a minute. All the games are different. All the games are spooky. And it's just a really fun thing we get to do.
As a bar owner, curiosity here, as a bar owner, foot traffic, like you said, it can get crowded, it can get cluttered. And so your considerations are opening up some pathways for people to move throughout the space. Is that accurate?
A lot of times it's actually a really interesting and not a terrible problem, but it is a problem. And the fact that, we get so much attention, not just in Northwest Arkansas, but nationally on our bar for Nightmare on Block Street and Christmas at Pinpoint, that a lot of people don't realize that this bar is open all year round. So we actually do about 54% of our annual revenue in foot traffic in these 3 months, October, November, and December. And then we're closed for 2 of those weeks in November to switch. So the amount of volume that comes in, and so people like go, oh, that bar's always so crowded. I'm like, well, have you only ever gone on Friday and Saturday night during Halloween or Christmas? Because then yes, it is extremely crowded.
Right.
But it's an interesting problem, and we always want people to remind people that we're there all year and we're making great cocktails and great experiences, and a great third space. That's something that's really important to me. It's not just about having a drink. It's about hanging out with your friends and having some place to go that's not home or work, that is comfortable and has friendly faces, and somewhere where you can go and just have that sort of connection space. And those are called third spaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good term. I haven't heard that before. But speaking of, you said you had specialty cocktails going on, and I know we're gonna feature a couple of those.
Yeah, but I thought before we get started, I brought one. I've had it on ice. I don't know if you can see this.
Those look like blood bags.
They are. It's something that we do. I'm gonna pass one over to you here.
Cool.
There you go, because we are in 2 different cameras, but very close to each other.
Yeah.
So, we've got a blood bag. These operate a lot like an actual IV bag. So you have this clip right here.
Except you drink out of it, right? You don't take this intravenously.
Yeah, no, this is not an intravenous cocktail. It's just straight into the mouth. So you just unclip it.
Okay.
Boom, and then you take a sip.
I wish I knew more about the unclipping part. What do I need to do? Push and pop?
Yeah, so this like little plastic bit right here,
Yes.
you just push up on it.
Oh, you push up on that part.
There you go.
Okay.
I heard it. I heard the noise.
I haven't used clips like this often enough in my life, I guess.
Vampire life, right? So yeah, you give it a squeeze, and ooh, isn't that fun?
What is this drink?
So this drink,
Do you put this in here, or did it didn't come pre-made, did it?
No, we put this in. So some
That'd be
people,
weird.
they ask us, they go, can I get the blood bag, but can I get it with vodka? I'm like, no, you cannot, because every morning, our prep team comes in. Actually, they're probably showing up right about now, about 10 a.m.
Yep.
And they make a lot of the juices, the syrups, the batches, all the things that we go to help make experience fast for you. And so this one, they make this in the morning, and then they inject it into these bags, and then we put them in the fridge, and then we serve them tonight, and then we run out and we do it all again in the morning.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Do you mark it up? Because like I'm B. My blood bag says I'm
A.
and you're A.
I'm A.
So
yeah.
did they come pre-marked like that, or you guys?
No,
do
we
it?
do that. Mm-hmm.
See,
Mm-hmm.
no detail is left to chance.
And if you want to set it
really
down, just
specific
clip it
about it.
again, and then you can set your cocktail down.
Smart.
Yeah. But one of the things that it's that kind of movie magic, the behind the scenes that a lot of people don't realize in the bar industry is, there's so much work that goes on before we even open.
Yes.
We'll be there till 3 a.m., but we got there at 10 a.m.
Right.
And, we get people asking us all the time, can I come in there like, an hour or two early? Me and my friends. And I'm like, well, it's a work zone.
We're working. We're preparing.
You've seen
for
behind
the
the
day.
scenes.
Absolutely.
And there's people running around and juicing.
I don't think
and
I've ever
cooking.
been there where there isn't someone doing something.
Always. And the magic is when we open those doors at like 4:00 in the early evening, late afternoon, we want it to be a flawless experience. And
Sure.
and a lot of cocktail bars are like that, where the cocktail I'm going to make you later, a lot of the ingredients are pre-batched in one bottle. It doesn't mean we bought it at the store. It doesn't mean that it's like, oh, it's just artificial syrups and
Right.
sweeteners. It means that there's probably 9 or 10 different liquids that go into this cocktail, and we're going to put as many of them together that can hold together. So obviously you don't put your juice in, you don't put your bitters in, but you can put sugar, you can put alcohol, you can put those things in the right measurement in one bottle. So you're just pouring out of 3 bottles instead of 9. So you're going to get that cocktail faster.
Okay, speaking of, so you've just mentioned it. We're going to make another cocktail later on.
Later on, yeah.
And we're talking movies.
We got to finish this blood bag first.
Yeah, if people don't know, you do a whole movie podcast as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we brought you on to talk about frightful movies and have some cocktails. So kind of a roadmap to where you're going. I named out some segments. We're going to do Bo's Spooky Sip Lab.
Ooh.
That's what we're
That's
calling
what we're calling
the cocktail
it? All
segment.
right,
Yeah.
Spooky Sip.
And then we're doing some hot takes and some Halloween vibes, and we're doing Fright versus Delight.
Oh, Fright versus Delight.
I know. So you got to stick around for all that. That's
Yeah.
going to be a ton of fun. We're going to take a quick break right now. We'll come back. These blood bags will be gone, and we'll be a lot more loose. So stick with us through this quick break. We'll be right back. Yes, everybody, welcome back. Bo and Jason here right about now.
We're back.
We're here right about now.
It is right about now for you to tune in wherever it is you tune in. So how do people tune into this?
Yeah, 479 First. That's our streaming channel. That's the easiest place you can access this. It's available on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Go download the app. And
so if you're just watching somebody cruise through Roku City, you could be watching us instead?
That's exactly right.
That's cool.
Yes. Yes, and you should be watching us instead, in all honesty, because we're having fun. We're talking movies right now.
I mean, you can see the two of us on so many places.
Yes, like just earlier this week, we were on Good Day, Good Day NWA, which airs on KNWA, and then we do, obviously, the late night show that we host together later with Jason Suel on Saturday nights on Fox 24, but then also you'll find me frequently at Pinpoint.
Yeah. And then I have the drive-in speaker box. And then we're just always
you can't get rid of us.
You can't. We're just like kudzu. You bring us in for a good reason, and then we're just there.
We're just there forever. I know. Here we are. I know. I'm sure the people in the studio right now are like, "Can we get these guys out of here?"
They won't leave.
They won't leave. We brought them in as a joke.
Yeah.
And now they're still here.
It was a pity episode.
It was a pity take. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's talk a couple of movies. It was exciting this week, I guess. We just got yesterday, maybe the day before, we got the new trailer for Frankenstein.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. I mean, this one has been one that we've been talking about a lot on the drive-in speaker box for the past several years when it was teased about, because it just seems like a match made in heaven. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is such a master of sort of dark and ominous and
absolutely
brooding, overly elaborate set pieces.
Pan's Labyrinth was one of my favorite movies of all time. Still is one of my
favorites. Hellboy, don't get me started.
Oh yeah, so good.
And people have been waiting for this one for a long time, and I think viewers that are excited for like some creature feature and going, oh my God, Guillermo del Toro, oh my God, it's going to be so amazing. I think they might be in for a little bit of a surprise.
A little, maybe not disappointed, but a left turn to what they were thinking.
Exactly, because this is, from what I've heard, obviously I haven't seen it yet, I have heard early reviews say that it is very, very accurate to the source material. And for those of you that don't know, this was based on a book written by an 18-year-old in 1818.
Yeah, Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley cranked this one out, and it is a masterpiece, but it is not like the Hollywood popcorn things that we're used to.
I've read this book actually 2 times. That's how much I like this book. And so if you're familiar with the Kenneth Branagh version, which you have the pinball machine of, the Kenneth Branagh version actually sticks pretty closely to the plot of the book. So I'm excited to get this.
Hey, I'm living here.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Totally. So I'm excited to get this maybe new take on it, maybe freshen it up for the 21st century. And I don't know. But the cast is amazing. Jacob Elordi. Oscar Isaac is in it. Mia Goth is in it. You even have Christoph Waltz in it.
Who's always amazing.
Yeah. And the mood, I mean, just the mood that he set in the trailer alone looks amazing.
Well, and, I'm kind of getting a little bit of Shape of Water vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Where everybody was like, creature feature, oh my gosh. And then you get it, and it's really just kind of like a haunting love story.
It's a love story.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, well, I really like this movie, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And that's okay. I think that I'm excited about this one.
So, I don't think I'm giving too much away here. The Bride of Frankenstein is always a part of this. And The Bride of Frankenstein is actually written in the book that Mary Shelley wrote. The monster wasn't called Bride of Frankenstein.
Correct, yeah.
But that's what we have adopted as the name of that creature. I wonder if he'll go that route. I mean, Mia Goth is in it as a love interest, so I wonder if we'll go that far into it.
And that story has always been an interesting one, because The Bride of Frankenstein, the Universal movie, it's not what people think. And a lot of people are very familiar with the iconic look of The Bride of Frankenstein, but the movie is not really about, like, oh, here she is. She actually doesn't even show up till the last, 10 minutes of the movie.
End of the movie.
And then she's like, I didn't ask to be here, and I don't know you, and he's ugly, and I'm going to set this place on fire and kill myself.
Yeah, and,
and it's tragic. But it's also exploring a really interesting idea of, if you're creating life,
does that life really want to be created?
Does that exactly? I mean, who are you to say?
Yeah.
And then also to marry me off to some dude? Like, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
So it's very interesting, and it's not just some spooky babe with electric hair going you do the mash, it's not that. It's a lot smarter than that.
So you're excited about this one though, with Guillermo del Toro at the helm.
Absolutely.
Well, if you were to rank your top 3 del Toro films, what would be up there?
Ooh, golly. I mean,
know, it's hard.
Hellboy is so much fun. I
Yeah.
just love the story. I love the creature design. I love Ron Perlman. I mean, everything about it is so fun. Now the sequel,
Not as good.
not as good,
Right.
but the first one's fantastic. That one, then I would probably say, I mean, Pan's Labyrinth is fantastic. The Pinocchio that he did was really, really, really good.
The animated feature they did on Netflix, and
Yep. that was
great.
fantastic. I mean, yeah, it's hard.
It's hard
really
to choose. I know Shape of Water is good in a completely different way. Crimson Peak, I love that
Peak
movie
was,
too.
yeah, that was fantastic.
It's really gothic and kind of different than what you thought it was going to be when it started. Like, which I am thinking that this movie might be as well.
I think so too.
So,
But if you want to know our take later, that's not here.
Yeah.
Drive-In Speaker Box.
That's the place to go.
Yeah, Drive-In Speaker Box, my podcast, where we have over 1,070 episodes on Spotify, so you have a lot to catch up on if you want to. But we've been doing it for a really long time, me and my co-host, and we go live every Monday night at 8 o'clock, so you can actually watch the show live.
And you can respond live too.
We have a live chat that's right there on the screen. You can chat with us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You just search for the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. You'll find us.
Yeah, for sure. Do you, with this movie, with the Frankenstein, would you talk about this on Drive-In Speaker Box in the lead up to it as well as after it's already been released and you're seeing it?
So generally the way our format goes is every week, it's an hour-long show, kind of like this one.
Right.
And we come in and we're like, hey, everybody, welcome back, yada, yada, yada. It's been a week. We talk about the news that's happened in the past week. And then we talk about movies that are coming out this current weekend. And then we review a movie that we saw the last week. And then we do a box office rundown of the previous week. So basically, right before the Guillermo del Toro is dropped, we will say, hey, it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Keep an eye out for it. And then we'll tell you what we think next week after we have a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
And so we're always like teasing people with what's coming out. And then the next episode is like, well, it came out and now we're going to tell you about it.
Pardon me, I'm taking a drink
take a
break.
little sip. And we've been doing this for a really long time. And sometimes we don't always hit streaming. Most of it we try to hit with theatrical releases because we're big fans of the theater experience. And we encourage people to go, even if you've never heard of it, even if you're just like, just go out and see it in the theater. Because, I mean, another great example is the One Battle After Another. This movie is incredible. And it's very, very important for people to go see it in the theater. Yeah. Because people go, well, what's the big deal? I'll just wait to see it on streaming. And I'm like, well, in the theater, not only is it eligible for awards, but it also, that's the primary source of revenue for the actors and for the 100%. People that
you
work.
Want to support the actors. That's what you do.
And on streaming, sure, it gets views and that all becomes behind a paywall with Netflix or Amazon Prime or Apple or whatever. But in a theater, it shows these production houses and these studios that there is a demand for it. And if you want to see more movies like that, you need to go out into the theater and you need to pay that ticket and have a great time.
Speaking of, the Frankenstein movie is going to be in select theaters, probably if you're in bigger cities. Probably not here.
But, oh, man.
October 17th, I think, and then November the 7th is when it will be on Netflix for the rest of us to consume. But I do think it's important for it to have a theatrical run so that they can pick up some awards and accolades and all that.
I would love to see it in a theater.
Yeah, same. One we may have a chance to see in the theater, I don't know, is this new take. Nicolas Cage is starring in a movie called The Carpenter's Son. I'm going to bring that up on screen here a little bit. It is a biblical horror film.
Those are sometimes the best.
Nick Cage is playing Joseph, and it explores supernatural and spiritual conflicts. It's a juicy angle for a horror and faith blend. So I'm going to pull the trailer up here, but Nick Cage, I love the guy. I watch whatever he does.
It's Nick Cage, man. Like, he's amazing.
Yes, okay.
You got a cue?
You heard it? Now you're going to see it.
Faith.
Yes. There we go. Okay, so Nick Cage here playing Joseph, and I'm sure it's going to ruffle some feathers, but it is being produced by Magnolia Pictures, and they're behind.
Okay, and Magnolia is no stranger to doing some really interesting takes on stuff. They will go out there.
Yes, certainly. So I don't know, just Nick Cage in general. Your thoughts on his movies in the since Face Off?
Nick Cage helped define the term "jumping the shark," right? And Nick Cage is one of those actors who's incredibly talented. but was born into the industry. He's a Coppola, for those of you that don't know, and he just has fun with it. And he doesn't take it too seriously.
Right.
I mean, he does. He wants to have a good performance, but he doesn't take the Hollywood thing so seriously.
Right, and I think that's what's fun and kind of refreshing about him is you'll often see him in more recent years in movies where he is the one star that you've heard of, and then everybody else is kind of
new
on their way up.
And he doesn't. It doesn't need to be some big budget for him. I mean, he's been in some of the biggest budget movies ever, like Con Airs and all that
Huge
stuff, and Ghost Rider, like the dawn of superhero movies. But I don't know if you caught. I think it was last year, The Surfer. Like that movie was incredible.
And that was just a tension-filled movie.
And it was
all
just
that
bizarre and strange and just very well made, but very odd.
Yes.
And he's like, "Yeah, sign me up, coach. Let's go in. Let's do it."
Yeah, I know. And there was one I saw recently, Acadia, I think, where it's a monster.
Oh,
kind of
yes, yeah.
Creature in the forest, and he and his sons are hiding from that thing.
I remember that one too.
And he's done several westerns recently. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is that
was that has been memed so many times.
Yes.
Pedro Pascal in the car, like everybody knows that one. That's an incredible movie where he plays himself.
Yes,
and
and who better to play Nick Cage than Nick Cage himself? Right?
Agreed.
Okay, so that one's coming out. Let's keep going. Let's
dive in.
Maybe one more. You want to do Anaconda?
Oh, my Anaconda don't. This Anaconda, holy moly. This movie is when I first heard this, I remember we talked about it on the drive-in speaker box over a year ago, and we thought it was a joke.
Yeah. The movie is kind of a joke.
It is a joke, but we thought it was going to be like along the lines of the Crocodile Dundee sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Where like Jack Black and somebody else were gonna do it, but it was just a commercial for
just a
cell
commercial.
phone.
Yeah.
And when I heard about the Anaconda, and it's like, okay, the premise is two guys love Anaconda, and they're going to go and remake the movie on a shoestring budget. That's the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Okay, this seems like like a college humor bit, right?
Yeah, totally.
Until the trailer dropped, and I'm like, whoa, okay, Paul Rudd and Jack Black for real starring in this movie.
Steve Zahn and KNWA Newton.
The only thing I am sad about, and maybe it's just not in the trailer, maybe it's a secret cameo, but if John Voight is not in this movie,
True.
I'm going to be upset.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, talking about original, old school.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, why not? You got to have cameos by the OGs who made it happen. But this one, it looks like it's one of those, I don't know if it's a horror movie. It's definitely a comedy.
It's a dark
movie,
comedy.
A dark comedy.
I mean, people are probably going to die and get eaten by snakes and get their heads bitten off.
Yeah. I mean, the one clip is Jack Black they're using him as bait because they think he's dead. Mm-hmm. And he has a pig on his head. And they're like, we're going to use you as bait to trap the anaconda. But
it looks hilarious.
Then he wakes up. Yes. Paul Rudd and Jack Black, come on.
I mean, Paul Rudd, period. He's one of the funniest dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole Conan O'Brien bit for years and years.
Everything he's always done.
He's just so funny. He's just he just seems like a cool dude to just hang out with.
Right. Totally. And I am a big fan of Steve Zahn as well.
Steve Zahn's hysterical.
He's a hysterical dude. I think more recently he's been, like, he was in White Lotus, so he's done a little bit more of a dramatic roles. But his comedy stuff is on point, man.
Good.
It's so good.
So good.
So I'm thrilled about this one. And as I am usually just about movies in general.
Oh yeah. I can't wait, because that's another one. Go see it in a theater. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Get a friend or don't. Like, go by yourself.
I am 100% fine to go to the movie theater by myself.
I encourage it. Every Sunday I go to the movies, like literally every single Sunday, and I don't care what's playing. I don't care, as long as it's something I haven't seen. I'm gonna go to the theater. Because it's a ritual for me, and I think a lot of people that are probably at home and probably have the same thing. We are on these things way too much.
Totally.
And
I just watched a whole movie on this thing.
Yeah, your poor eyes.
I know.
And one of the things that I notice is we constantly have our eyes focused on these things, and when we're at home and you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this new movie, and it's like bloop, blink, bloop, and the dogs are barking, the kids are running, the
it's
microwave
not the same.
bings.
You're not in a controlled environment that's like focus on the screen. That's all you can do.
That's all you. And when you experience a movie in a theatrical setting. That's what it's about. It's not about like, well, is this movie good enough to see on a big screen? That's irrelevant. The point is to shut all of this other stuff down and escape
Yes.
and be transported for an hour and a half, or in some cases 2.5 hours. Like, but get in there, have some popcorn, have a soda, have a moment to yourself where all of the distractions of the world fall away, and then you just get to have a break from it. And I think that's
well said.
That's worth the $10.
Yes.
You know,
I agree.
Just to get away.
Just a break from the world.
Yeah.
Right? Escapism. Okay, we've got more movies to discuss, and we have another cocktail to try from Pinpoint when we come back. So stick with us through this quick break, and we'll be back with more. Got to bring us right back in because Bo is ready to go over there. You're standing up now. You're standing up, and you've got like cocktail stuff around you.
Yeah, this is clearly not a bar.
You don't say.
This is. If you guys could see what the space that I'm having to work with, you would be impressed. But tiki drinks are very involved drinks, right? And I thought we would make another tiki drink. Our tiki cocktails at Pinpoint for our holiday things are extremely popular. The fun part is when you buy them, you get to keep the ceramic tiki mug. So,
do you do that regularly throughout the year? I know that you do it for spooky season.
We do it for Christmas, we do it for Halloween, and then we do it for our April Lost Souls event, which is all very tiki. So we'll have a lot of those available in that. But tiki drinks, lots of ingredients, and the one that we're going to be making today is based off of one of my favorite horror movies, which is Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. So Freddy Krueger, you know, and you will see here. Let me just show you the vessel that this is going in. Little Freddy Krueger tiki mug here. And this drink is going to feature some of my favorite rums, which I absolutely got to give a shout out to my homies at Plantaray. We've got the Plantaray rums, the Maison Ferrand portfolio. This is a Barbados rum. Both of these are from Barbados. They do some other great rums as well. Love working with Plantaray rums. This one also has El Dorado 5-year rum in it as well. It's going to have some blood orange juice, some strawberry liqueur from Jaffard, and a little bit of absinthe from Herb Saint.
This sounds dangerous, is what it sounds.
It does, and it is. And
I'm bringing up the trailer for Dream Warriors.
Oh,
right
Dream
now.
Warriors, yeah, show them. So what we're gonna do is, as like I said earlier, we pre-batched a lot of this stuff in a in what we call a cheater bottle, right? So it's like it's the Dream Warrior. So I'm gonna add some of this into the party. I'm gonna add about 6.5 ounces of our blend, which this has the none of the juices, but it has all of the spirits. So we're gonna put that guy in there a little bit to grow on.
I feel like I want to go see Dream Warriors now. It's been so long.
It's so good. So now we're gonna do an ounce of pineapple juice. Gonna throw that in there, and then we're gonna do an ounce of our simple syrup, which is just a 1-to-1 sugar syrup. So we're gonna do an ounce of that, a little balance for sweetness, and then we're gonna add some acidity in the form of lime juice.
Lime juice, nice.
So we're
fresh squeezed, I
fresh
assume.
squeeze, as always. We're gonna do 1.5 ounces of this. So we're gonna put that in there, and then last but certainly not least, our secret Dream Warrior sauce.
Ooh,
right? So this
secret sauce, nice.
This is a blend of several different kinds of bitters. So we've got tropical tiki bitters, we've got cassia bark bitters, we've got sassafras bitters, and a little bit of Angostura bitters.
A lot of bitters in there.
A lot of bitters, but bitters make good tasting cocktails. Then we seal our drink and we shake.
What is it that? Why are tiki drinks so involved?
Well, I mean,
what's the tradition?
So it comes from. So tiki is kind of a problematic term if you want to get technical with it, and over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of tiki revivalists that where the drinks are amazing. It's all about transportiveness, right? It's less about like what a lot of people like to focus on is, and it got its origin from kind of Polynesian cultural
Yeah, that
appropriation.
seems right.
But over the past couple of years, but maybe about the past decade, there's been a lot of tiki revivalists that are like, it's not about Polynesian stuff. It's about transporting people through tropical drinks, because tropical drinks have big, bold, fruity flavors. They have lots of rum, obviously.
Yeah, rum is
a big component. And, we have just a lot of just really savory and fire and theatrics and, lots of just cool stuff to engage a guest with.
You're putting some more ice in there?
Well, you always, with a good tiki drink, you want to top it with some pebble ice, which is the kind of, we call it the Sonic ice.
Yeah, the Sonic ice. Sure.
And then we want to garnish it with a little Nightmare on Block Street umbrella.
Nice.
And then let me get my
the drink,
blood orange in a skull.
The ceramic is just out of camera shot, so I can't wait for you to hold it up so we can see what it looks like.
Little straw.
Yeah.
And then we'll dunk that in there, and then hello.
Boom. Oh yeah, nice.
There we go. We got a little.
I'm gonna come over to you.
Yeah, get in there. Oh man. Oh yeah, that's good. Get
Let's
you one
try
of these.
this. Yeah. That's good.
Isn't that yummy? And that little
what's that little extra at the end?
That's the absinthe.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's the absinthe right there coming through. A little bit of anise, but not a lot.
Right.
Not overpowering like a gel. It's not a black jelly bean flavor.
No, it's not that licorice-y, but you
Not
can
that
taste
licorice.
it.
Yeah, you can taste it.
Is that your only tiki drink you have right now? You got
So
more than that?
we also have the Curse of Imhotep, which is, we set that one on fire. It's a lot of fun. And it's based around the mummy. So it comes in a ceramic mummy tiki. Very, very cool. Last year, we did a Yule Float 2, which was
It.
Pennywise from It. And then the other one we did last year, I'm trying to remember what that one was. It was, Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Okay.
It was called the Gimme Those Deets.
Yeah, the
D-E-T-S.
DE. Yeah, for sure.
Lydia Deets.
Do you still do the don't you have like shots of some description?
Yes, this
down
year they're in these little test tubes that say Nightmare on Block Street. We have one that's called the Boomstick, for Evil Dead. See this? This is my boomstick.
Yeah.
And then we have,
but it's this big.
It's just this big.
Yeah.
We also have Ghoul's Blood, and so it's
delicious.
like green. Some of the other really cool, fun cocktails. We have a Twilight area, which has been really popular this season. And
you have a lot of memes in that area, right?
A lot of memes, because to me, it's like the movie's not scary, and so how do you make a seating area with Twilight? And so much of the Twilight resurgence lately has been through memes. So we made like a meme-y Twilight booth, and we have a drink called the Skin of the Killer, and it has edible glitter in it, of course. We've got, what other drinks do we have? We've got...
can I say my favorite meme that's on there is something about the face you make when Bo makes you take a
shot of Malort.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
My favorite one's the Volturi, the snob meme. And this is the way that the bartenders look at you when you order vodka soda.
Yes.
100%
solid. Those were the two that I thought were the funniest. Everything else I was like...
They were good. But yeah, we've got, let's see, what else do we have? We've got the Beetlejuice. That one was a popular one coming back from last year. Also coming back from last year was our butterbeer. We've been
Harry
told,
Potter, yeah.
We've been told that our butterbeer is better than Universal Studios butterbeer.
There you go.
And it's adult, and
which makes it better. Number one,
it has Whiskey Smith salted caramel bourbon. So shout outs to my friends at Whiskey Smith for that great product that we use in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got.
Do they spell their whiskey with an EY or with a Y?
It's an EY. Okay. Yeah, maybe they're from Canada.
Yeah, maybe.
But we've got another one that has. It's actually a pretty fun one. It's called the Morningstar Spritz, and it comes in a color-changing cup. So, the cup is white, and then it's got a little red pitchfork in it, loose for Morningstar. And as the liquid gets colder, the whole cup changes to red. And so just like fun little stuff like that, always a fun trick. We've got the flatliner, which is served in a beaker and has a syringe of strawberry puree that you can inject into the cocktail and stir it up and make it more sweet if you'd like that.
Delicious.
Fun stuff.
Okay, so I said at the top of the show, we're going to play something called Fright or Delight. We're going to toss around some names of movies, and while we sip on these cocktails, and you get to say whether it's a fright to you or a delight. How about that?
Okay, well, I don't get scared much. So
Okay, I'm the same as you, so we're probably a couple duds
I'm
to
going to
do
pass
this
this
thing.
over to you.
But let's start with the one you just said, Nightmare on Elm Street, Elm Street 3.
3? Oh, that's a delight.
Okay.
I mean, the reason I like part 3 the best is because that's the one that becomes so self-aware of how goofy Freddy Krueger is.
Right.
You know, and it's got the weirdest gags, it's got the craziest like set pieces, and
Because would you say it's fair to say for 1 and 2, they were taking it really seriously?
yeah, they're trying to be scary.
And then in the third one, they were like, you know what, this is kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, like Freddy was selling Pepsi to children, right?
Right.
You know, and despite being a horrifically scarred, knife-handed pedophile who died in a fire, you know, they're like, "Hey, kids, here's Freddy's cereal," and you know, and then the third one, they're just like, "Let's just go off the rails completely." I think Corey Feldman's in that one, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
What wasn't he in at that time?
Well, he wasn't in Dancing in the Stars.
I guess so. Yeah.
But man, you know, that movie Dream Warriors is great. So it's a delight, totally delight.
What about? Let's just go with the classics. Let's go with Halloween. Let me pull that up here.
I'll say that one's actually the first one is a bit of a delight.
The first one,
or a fright. It's
a fright. Okay.
And actually, the first two are really really good as a pair. It's one of the few horror movies of its time that the first one. Or the second one picked up moments after the first one ended. And when you watch them together, it's really, really cool to see how they just like join up, even though they were not filmed at the same time. It feels like no time has passed.
Isn't the third one where they kind of took a weird turn and did something?
That's a funny story if you want a little horror history.
Yeah, let's go with some horror history.
So Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, is a very interesting movie because John Carpenter, after doing Halloween 1 and 2, he was like, well, that's the movie I wanted to make. It's done. It's complete. We got it. They're like, well, we need to do another Halloween. And John Carpenter wanted the Halloween movies to be kind of an anthology style film.
Okay.
Where every Halloween movie is just another horror story that takes place on Halloween night, right? So
so it's an anthology series. They were kind of disconnected, but they were all the nucleus of them was that
it's happening on Halloween. So in the in John Carpenter's mind, like what happened in Haddonfield, Illinois with Michael Myers also existed in the same world as Silver Shamrock and Season of the Witch, and they're like, these were all happening on Halloween. However, audiences are like, what the heck? We wanted to see Michael Myers. We wanted the scary guy.
We love that guy. Bring him back.
This is just kid in a pumpkin head. Like, and this is kids getting their face turned into bugs. Like, what's this? And I mean, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is arguably a really amazing movie. It's a fun, goofy, grody, like great horror movie. But wouldn't
you say you kind of have to watch it as
standalone?
Standalone. You can't watch it thinking that it's part of the other series.
And I think now it's taken this many years. Just in the past 5 years, has the internet like generationally like progressed far enough to where they're taking that movie out of context and seeing it as its own standalone film. And now it's starting to get a lot of the accolades that it's always deserved.
I feel like I just need to bring this guy up there for people to see.
I'm delicious,
Freddy.
Yeah.
If they missed on your presentation earlier, that drink is very good. All right, what about? Let's talk about Jason and Friday the 13th. Fright or Delight, what do you think? And go back, I mean, we'll go to the original source in 1980, the OG.
The first one's a fright. The first one is a fright, and the subsequent ones are a delight. Because, you know, another fun horror movie fact, Jason doesn't get the hockey mask until part 3. And a lot of people are like, well, oh yeah, that's Jason. I was like, well, you know, what we know as Jason.
It became iconic, but that was only after the third.
After the third
movie. Was he even visible, or were you seeing like through his perspective? I don't remember. He
wasn't even in the movie in the first one.
That's right.
It was his mom. It was Pamela Voorhees. And then, you know, he comes out of the water at the very end, and that's like the MacGuffin, like, oh my gosh, there's the Jason who she said would murder the whole time.
Right.
He's in the lake. And then in the second one, he's got the pillowcase bag head, and he's hearing his mom's voices, very much like a Norman Bates style, like, yes, mother, I'm going to kill all these horny teens.
Right.
Like, you got to, you know, that was part 2.
It's a cautionary tale.
Yes, and you really only saw most of it, like, through the eye hole in part 2, and then it wasn't, like I said.
Right, because you didn't see the mask. You just saw it from his POV, right?
Yeah, that hole in the pillowcase.
Right.
And then it wasn't until part 3 where it was like, and then it becomes
him.
It's
It becomes the
iconic.
thing that we all know.
Yeah.
So we just did Freddy and Michael Myers and Jason.
Freddy versus Jason, by the way.
Okay. Delight.
Such a good delight. Yeah.
Okay. What makes that one, just because they put two icons on the screen together?
It was kind of like, the Doritos Loco Taco of movies, where everybody's like, you know what you should do, and then corporations like, no, shut up, the customer's always wrong. But in this one, they were like, let's do it, and who cares? And they did it, and they put these two things together, and it was magical. It was so, it proves that a movie doesn't have to be good to be amazing. And that movie just sets that bar.
I'm gonna go watch this one again.
It's so silly.
It's so silly. I think that's the thing, because they're fighting, right? And this came out in the summer. It was like a summer blockbuster.
Yep.
So it wasn't even during.
No.
Like they positioned it to be a blockbuster as opposed to like a spooky season.
They knew the juggernauts of horror. They're like, let's put them together.
Right.
Let's make them fight. That's what you want. It was basically the Godzilla x Kong.
Right. Totally.
That's what they did. It was Freddy versus Jason. It's already been done, and they were like, well, it worked with Freddy with Jason. Let's just do it.
Let's
with
do
Godzilla
it again.
and
I
Kong.
mean, the same can be said of what Predator versus Alien. I mean, they were like, well, we had a lot of success with this. Let's do the same thing again. I can't blame them for that.
No.
I mean, give the people what they want.
If y'all are going to shell out dollars for it, and that's the secret. It goes back to what we were just saying earlier in the show. When you go to the theater and spend your money on a ticket, we're going to see more of that stuff. So, yeah, when everybody goes, I got to go to the theater to see Jason beat up Freddy.
Right.
Like, duh.
Yeah, got to see that happen. All right, we'll end with this one on Friday Night. Let's talk about one of my favorites, the movie, and let's just talk about It.
Okay, Pennywise?
Pennywise. What I've pulled up the trailer for is the one that most recently came out, the part one that was focused around the kids, right? But this had already been, with Tim Curry. It had been a miniseries.
Yeah.
It's a Stephen King book, obviously. What do you think?
So Stephen King's is a tough one because the book is terrifying.
Yeah, the book is the best.
It's so good, it's so disturbing, and it's so well thought out.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things. Because
what a demented dude! I love Stephen King. I love his books, but man,
that one is.
It's like, where did you get this weird?
Man. And it's crazy.
And not all of I think it goes without saying that book is so thick. But not all of the weird things that happen in that book have we ever seen portrayed on screen.
Because it's hard to do that. Kind of like Langoliers. Right. It's hard to make.
Langoliers is a hard one to make. They tried it and it didn't work.
But with it, one of the things that I found really interesting about that movie is, I think the Tim Curry performance was legendary, but then I think the Bill Skarsgård performance was more terrifying.
Yeah.
Like Bill Skarsgård just made that role his own.
It's almost like he did the Heath Ledger Joker, right? He became that weird creature.
Yes.
Totally changed what you normally think of seeing him on screen.
He embodied it. Whereas Tim Curry, I think we all love Tim Curry because Tim Curry is a national treasure.
Yeah.
And it's Tim Curry being it. And you're like, yeah, I love that.
I love it. I love Tim Curry.
Put them
what's
together.
Not to love?
But then Bill Skarsgård became Pennywise.
Yes.
Right? And so it was a very different experience for that character. And, I think that the two companion films, one of the hardest parts was the jumping back and forth through time. And I think that with that second film, they kind of got it right. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's more of a delight to me than it was a fright. Although I was ready to be scared, but I'm like you, Bo. I go to so many scary movies that it's hard for me to even. Jump scares don't really do anything to me. You can see them coming. I'm just like, whatever.
The movies that scare me the most are ones that psychological horror, honestly, biblical horror, like The Exorcist, The Omen.
Oh yeah.
Ninth Gate. Even the Da Vinci Code is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Because you're like, there's enough people out here that this is for real.
They're crazy.
Yeah. And so that kind of stuff really gets me. But a lot of times I will say that the very, very first Paranormal Activity got me. I mean, that was a creepy movie.
That was a good one, but then they made 12 of them after that.
And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm not scared anymore. But
the
first one, the way that they marketed it and the way that they shot it, I was like, man, this is spooky.
Unmatched. Okay, yes, I do agree with you. So in the book, if you've never read the Stephen King book, it seamlessly hops through time, right? So you're seeing the kids and then you're seeing them as adults and then you're seeing them as kids again and then you're seeing them as adults. And somehow in Stephen King's storytelling, it does not become confusing.
No, it doesn't
even
at all.
though how I just said that sounds confusing. But what they did in the most recent movies is they decided to separate what happened a long
Old
time
versus
ago
young. Yeah.
to what happened more recently, which I think was a clever technique to use, and I think it helped tell the story on the big screen in the best way that they could have told it.
I agree. I agree.
All right, we got one more movie to discuss. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And we're at least one more to talk about. So you got to stay tuned for that. We'll be right back with more right about now. All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. We're talking all things movies and cocktails. Spooky season. It's all happening right now.
Boogity, 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 boogity.
Yes. Well, if Bo Counts is here, you know we're doing it.
That's
We're doing it right. Okay, so this one is coming out really soon. I wanted to talk about this before we got out of here. Black Phone. This is Black Phone 2, and you're giving me an eye roll already.
Black Phone 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Nice. So we were talking about Stephen King before the break. Thing is,
and Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Stephen King's son wrote the original source material for the first movie of the Black Phone. It's
which was
short story.
Great.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. I loved the movie. If you haven't seen it, stars Ethan Hawke is kind of this demented kid killer,
like the balloon the snatcher.
The snatcher. That's what they call him because he's kind of like what you think of that you don't want to exist. He's the guy that drives around in a van and pretends to be like a children's performer, and he gets out and he's like, "Hey kid, can you help me with these balloons?" And while the kid is helping him with balloons, he shoves him into his van and then he goes and chains him up in his basement. So yes, terrible premise.
Tale as old as time.
Yes, tale as old as time. But that got me. That was good. But the thing is that the kid that he captures in that movie is able to find his way out by using the memories of
all the other kids,
all that got that are ghosts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are communicating with him in this kind of dungeon basement. Yeah, dungeon.
I like that word. Experience the dungeon.
That's a Frankenstein. See what we did? We put two words together.
The dungeon basement. The dungeon.
Anyway, and there's a phone down there, and he's always getting these calls from people. That's why it's called Black Phone.
Yeah, these dead kids are like, "Hey, go and find the toothpick under the brick." And he's like, "Oh, there's a toothpick.
There's a toothpick under the brick. Yeah. Go and find the.
Yeah.
You can."
And he makes like a Rube Goldberg mousetrap.
Yes, exactly.
And
it all started with the toothpick.
Yeah, and I know it sounds silly now, but the movie's great. But where my eye roll comes from is, I
think we can give it away in that Ethan Hawke.
The trailer gives it away.
Well, yes. Ethan Hawke, in the first one, the bad guy, the monster guy, dies.
They get him.
They get him. He got.
And like, that's great. To me, I'm like, okay, cool. What a good horror movie.
Right. Fantastic. I bought it. I love it. I have it.
You put a point on it. But now they're like, well, money. And they're like, well, okay, what other character do we know that snatched up kids and did bad things to them, and then isn't it ghost? Well, Freddy Krueger did that. Well, what if Black Phone Snatcher could also like come into their dreams, and what happens if you die when you're asleep? And I'm like, oh, that's exactly Freddy Krueger. And they're like, well, maybe Gen Z doesn't know Freddy Krueger.
That's the point, I think.
And so they're turning Ethan Hawke's Snatcher character into a Freddy Krueger.
Into a dreamwalker kind of person who's haunting these kids.
Not here for it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Do you think it's because it's a stolen idea? We've already seen it and it was Freddy Krueger and it's so iconic that why do we need this guy in this mask?
Yes. And to follow it up, Robert Englund is still alive. Freddy Krueger, the guy who played him. Yeah, sure. He's a genius. He's hilarious. He is iconic. He has said he never wants to physically be Freddy Krueger again because he's kind of old.
Yeah.
But he has said multiple times, he was like, I will do Freddy Krueger's voice.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking animated series.
Totally, 100%.
Like, let me get the Freddy animated. Because think about all the crazy things they could animate that Freddy does because his power is in dreams. And like, all the scenes where, his face comes out of the phone. He's like, and like blood spraying and TV's going upside down and him turning into spiders. Like, come on.
Everybody knows those scenes. Those are the best parts of those movies.
Scenes. The face coming through the TV, and they don't have to rely on practical effects. It's just the power of animation, and they could literally do anything. And so let's make that movie. Let's not destroy what an amazing movie Black Phone was with going, hey, let's make it Freddy Krueger light.
Well, it's interesting you bring up animation because now I'm going to talk about one more thing before we let you go and get out of here. And that is something that I have been enjoying.
This blood orange.
Do it. I've been enjoying this spooky season, and that is, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it is this show that is over on Netflix called Haunted Hotel.
I've watched all of it.
You've watched all of it? Okay, great. So I'm 6 episodes in, so you're obviously further along than me.
Yeah.
And I thought it was delightful. You've watched the whole thing, so obviously
Abaddon
you
is the greatest.
Abaddon, I know. So Abaddon is the demon child, I guess.
I think the very last episode in the season is all about Abaddon.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
It is one of the most touching, heartfelt stories of a demon trapped in a child's body. You know, they really stick the landing on this show, and they do so many horror tropes. They make reference to so many horror classics, and they do it with like a little air of what's important about family.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned that we were seeing through the pillowcase with Jason, and I was immediately thought of this
pillowcase killer,
PK,
yeah, PDK or PKK or
something,
yeah,
PCK maybe, I don't know, but it's a great little show, and just the premise is that this woman owns this hotel, and her brother has recently passed away. Pardon me, but his ghost still exists.
Yeah, his ghost still exists in the hotel, and he haunts it. And so it's the most haunted hotel in the world, and every person, whoever throughout all these generations of lineages, anyone that dies there remains there. And
so they have all these ghosts there, and her brother can talk to these ghosts because he is also deceased.
A ghost.
He's a ghost, yeah. And so I don't know. And then you've got Abaddon, who is not a ghost, but
he's the Omen.
He's
Damien.
He's Damien from the Omen. He's a child demon. And so again,
he's one of the kids.
They're paying homage to and the kids, her kids are all alive, right? So they're there as well.
Yeah, and one of them is like really into the dark arts and is like loves this whole thing, and the other one, Ben, the teenage boy,
he's in love with a ghost.
In love with a like a 1930s ghost.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just, you know, it's very, very clever in a sense that it hits every single trope that people know, love, or hate about horror.
Yeah.
And just kind of plays with it in a fun, silly way. And but then doesn't every time the story deviates too far into sort of slapstick insanity, it like grounds you with a very heartfelt family moment, like when you find out how her brother died,
right?
And when you find like the Abaddon episode, like all these parts are just like, oh, wait a minute, there's still a lot of heart here.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Frankenstein movie is going to be as well. I think it's going to have a lot of heart to it. So go check that one out if you haven't. It's over on Netflix streaming right now. It's called Haunted Hotel. Great stuff. Bo, thanks as always for joining us and bringing some cocktails.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't forget, come on down to Pinpoint. Get yourself one of these. Get yourself
one of these.
Yeah,
yeah,
one of those.
Absolutely.
Have a great spooky time. We're there every single day except Monday.
Okay.
So everyone's like, I don't have time to go down. You have until November 2nd.
Yeah, you got so much time. And you can also watch him talk about movies on the podcast Drive-In Speaker Box.
Every Monday night.
Drive-In Speaker Box. That's right. All right, folks, we'll get out of here. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us for Right About Now. As we say every week, I don't know if you remember, Bo, we say this. You can't be right about everything, but you can be
right about now.
You got it. We'll see you next time, everybody.